Yeah.
What do you think about Legend Hero Remix?
This is a very strong banner overall. Grima is probably going to get her remix in July. Ephraim's probably going to get his in September. That's when they're going to be back on the remix banners anyway. You can get that in more info if you look into that.
Wow.
And then for the supplementary units, Byleth, Julian, Subasa, and Annette. Again, very good units. They're falling a bit behind as far as specific unit performance, but they also do have very strong fodder. Regardless, this is going to be a very good opportunity to pick up merges because it's impossible to get pity broken. And because we know that remixes are coming, none of the focus units, none of the legendary focus units are honestly bad picks, because Ryoma went from honestly
is Ryoma top 10
either
sword
the
hero?
worst or yeah, Ryoma went from probably the worst water legendary to one of the most threatening just for being anti-meta.
He's crazy, yeah.
Which is really weird to think about. And then Gunthra goes from being okay at debuff to one of the strongest debuffers in the entire game. Hey, Tanuki's rating.
Thank you, Tanuki. No, I don't mean top 10 period. I mean top 10 sword hero, because I really think... we'll talk about Ryoma more later, but I think he's that good. He went from like irrelevant to one of the best sword heroes.
With the Refine and Bushido 2, Legendary Ryoma has basically the capabilities of standard Marita and then some.
Yep. But he's flying, which is a
as
crazy
a flyer.
thing. Yeah.
With no flying weakness.
No
So
flying
he's
weakness.
Very, very good.
Which is the crazy. No flying weakness with infantry skills. Like, what the heck? It's so stupid.
And he still has a free A slot because DC is in the weapon.
PM1 believes so. Robin and Al. Lynn will get their remixes
Yep.
in July and Al.
Yeah.
Ephraim and Al. Hector in September.
Makes sense to me, because I'm looking forward to Hector and Lynn's Refine the most. And I didn't think they were going to put them together. But yeah, Lynn needs it. Lynn and Grima need it the most, I think, in terms of the current.
Absolutely.
Because neither of them stand out in any way anymore. Literally any way.
Yeah. The only thing that would hold Lynn and Grima back as far as use in arena is if they don't get any sort of dual effect whatsoever, because their personal skills are A skills. Whereas Hector, his personal skill is a B skill. Same with Ephraim. Same with Ryoma, Gunthra, Fried.
But since they're updating those skills anyways, right? Like the giant change into Bushido 2, for example. And of course, giant change in Chilling Seal. I don't think it matters. As long as I have a perf skill, my expectations are so high for every perf skill going forward. Like the updating.
Right. The personal skills are most likely to be very good. I could have sworn that I said Hector has his as a C skill. If I said it was a B skill earlier, then okay, that was wrong.
Probably.
Regardless.
No, you said it right.
I meant to say it's a C skill if I didn't earlier.
Yeah.
Regardless, the fact that these are the only two legendaries with personal skills in the A slot. If they don't get any sort of dual effect, they're never going to be able to catch up to the others as far as scoring goes, because we're probably going to get a green dual cavalry and blue dual cavalry down the line. Which means that Ephraim and Gunthra are going to be much more viable, and Fried is already much more viable because of red dual cavalry. Sure, he gives up distant counter for it, but he still has Chilling Seal?
Creed?
Or is it Freezing Seal?
It's in his B, whatever it's called. But
yeah.
Yeah.
It's either Chilling or Freezing, whichever one Gunthra doesn't have.
Yeah, I know. It's Freezing. It's Freezing because it's Chilling Gunthra.
Okay. But... you know, overall, it's one of these things where because of the dual skills being introduced, these older legendaries are becoming significantly more viable.
Yep.
And with remixes as well, and the potential for refines, that just furthers the possibility for it.
But you guys are right about that. If Dragon Skin just becomes Dragon Scale, Robin will not score well enough.
He's still falling behind, and won't score well enough. So,
but I think that's a pretty good bet.
I also think that Expiration is going to get a refine going into July.
Yep, I think Robin's about to have a power leap just like Legendary Ryoma, but not as much just because the A slot thing.
Yeah.
Not as viable in the meta, but very powerful is most like the result.
Unless they sneak a dual effect in there somewhere.
Yeah, you know what? That would be very interesting, but it would also then that would flip things around. In which case, B slot skills are the ones that are lackluster.
Well, the only thing that would really make it so that a B slot skill or whatever would be lackluster is because, well, actually no, a 300 SP B slot is still something that is not readily available unless it's a personal skill.
Okay, fair enough.
Whereas if you've got the dual effect built into her personal skill, she's going to cap out at 175 for her score range, no matter what. So she's going to be basically stuck in the same score range as our earliest pair-up legendary units.
Yep.
Roy, Alm, Elliewood.
Orm.
Yeah, those. Well, Bjorn.
What's gonna happen to Fjorm? That's my question.
Yeah, Fjorm also caps out at 175. I could see there being a refine for Leipzig at some point, but it's also one of those things where it's going to be one of those things. Words are difficult, apparently. I think it's going to be something that really just ends up lining up with something else as a neat coincidence.
Yep. All right, so real quick, Grima and Lin are returning in July, most likely. Ephraim Hector returning in September, most likely. That makes me really excited.
Oh, they are confirmed returning then.
Oh, sorry. Not just returning. I mean, getting remixed. Then was what I meant. But yeah, like those are Blazing Blade characters. I love all of them, so that'd be pretty big. I'm pretty excited about that actually. With that said, though, this current banner, I am actually blown away by how good it is. Now, it's crazy because how often do you get two null follow-up heroes back to back and like null follow-up in their weapons? Because I didn't think it was going to be Byleth holding the other red slot for this Legendary Remix banner.
Byleth was the only unknown for this as well.
Yeah, that's why it blew me away because I didn't think it would be Byleth. Because Creator's Sword, which by the way, Creator's Sword and now Raijinto are pretty similar, except there's no special trigger cooldown count. But then again, she doesn't get DC, she doesn't get stats all +4.
Right.
But still, good fodder. Fury 4 Ruptured Sky. Yeah.
Exceptional fodder, and also a very good unit overall.
Yeah.
This is one of those banners where there's pretty much no way to go. There's no bad pull on red at all for your 5 stars unit. You can still get a 4-star special, and sure, some of those are still going to be pretty bad, but it's not going to affect your rate buildup.
Yep.
Which doesn't exactly do a lot for the most part anyway.
Yep.
But if you're sniping red and you get your focus units, no matter what, it's still going to be good for fodder because Ruptured Sky is that 500 SP special.
Yep.
Cool. And then Fury 4, if you don't have anything else that's good to use on another unit, okay, cool. That works too. And then if we're looking at Ryoma, well, you can't fodder a whole lot from him, but
though attack speed rain is pretty difficult to get, so in general still.
Yeah, that's about the only thing that's fully worthwhile to pull from him, unless you're dead set on getting Kestrel Stance 3 and Close Call.
Yeah.
And that's also just pathing into another unit anyway.
Yeah. But still, like, I still can't believe it. First of all, Ryoma getting his Raijinto refined from base Ryoma, and then Bushido, all that happening within 1 month, like, it literally blows my mind. How did I wouldn't have like bet
not just in 1 month, on the same day.
Wait, is it on the same day?
Because Bushido 2 in attack speed rain dropped into his skills tree the very same day the update
right,
dropped.
yeah, as the refine itself, right? But I'm okay, yeah.
Yep.
But the remix with the Fade channel and then the announcement of, but yeah, okay, sure. Anyways, the thing that really gets to me is because Raijinto has null follow-up, infantry skill. Players can't use it. Bushido has speed damage reduction, another infantry skill,
infantry skill only.
And then he doesn't even count as a flyer anymore. It just blows my mind.
It's silly. And then attack speed rain works to make him even more of a tank, especially when it's working in conjunction with Raijinto, because hey, that's 4 less attack, 4 less speed the foe has, which means it's 4 more speed that Bushido 2 gets to work with for damage reduction.
Yep. Like, this hero is absurd. He like gets the best of both worlds, the best skills of infantry and the best skills of flyers, which is, in my opinion, right now reigns. I mean, he could use dive bomb, but like, well, you would not replace Bushido, right? So.
Well, as far as low stats, Chandler, it's one of those things where it's sort of a point there, but the free A slot that he has is one of the biggest things he has going for him. Simply because having DC on the weapon actually is that powerful if it's combined with other effects. Excuse me. If it's only DC, it's honestly not that great. But with the DC weapons that just got refined, they're all very good weapons overall. It's just that in some cases, the units they're attached to are still pretty bad.
But I do want to point out, it's not like he has horrible BSP. He's 162 BST, which, to put that in perspective, would match him against somebody like, say, Soleil, right? So it's not horrible. It's just not as high as we want him to be. But with that said, because Raijinto now adds attack speed, defense, res +4, whether he's initiating within 2 spaces of an ally, that makes up for a lot of it. And of course, because he can be a flyer and use attack speed rain, that's 4 attack, 4 speed. That also makes up for a lot of stat loss. So I think he doesn't really worry about stats. Like, to put it in perspective, I think he's better off than Byleth. Oh, Byleth. Well, both Byleths. Because again, if you put that in perspective, say male Byleth, he's at 168 BST, female Byleth's at like I think they're both
168 also.
Yeah.
They're the same BST, they just have a couple of points changed around.
Between attack and speed mostly, yeah. Okay, so that's what I'm saying.
Speed and def res.
So what I'm saying, like, is the point is, like, you shouldn't just discount him because he still matches up in terms of BST with like other heroes. And yeah, it's funny enough, Game Press woke up and put him in tier 1, which I think he deserves. By the way, that's what I was trying to ask. Like, how highly would you even rank him? Because I have him just outside of top 5. I think he's top 10.
Top 10 right now.
Yeah, easily.
Legendary Ryoma specifically. Infantry
Legendary
Ryoma doesn't have all of the benefits of Bushido 2, and he's also only 157 BST, if I'm remembering right. Maybe 158.
He's 158, but
so
yeah,
he's
you're
still
remembering
be
right.
falling behind on that. And then as far as Legendary Ryoma, as you said before, 162 BST, which means 165 with a merge. Bushido 2, if you give him 300 SP, A, and C skills, unfortunately it's sacrificing attack speed rain, but if you give him that, then he's scoring as if he's in the 170 bin, which means that Duel 4 only puts him up 1 extra bin compared to what he is already capable of reaching.
Oh, also really quickly for everybody thinking about it, just to name a few heroes I have above him. Legendary Sigurd, of course. Winter Altina, of course. Fallen Ike, of course. Because of Regan's flexibility, I would actually still value her more. Because again, you get an extra slot in Ether Raids. She's an Ether Raids hero. That one could be debatable, but there are quite a few heroes that you could put in top 5 is what I'm trying to say. And by the way, I still... this will get into too many different things if I bring them up. But like, I think Black Knight could even challenge for top 5 at this point because of Instant Black Luna being such a potent thing to lock down a lot of the ridiculous things in the game right now.
Yeah, a lot of people were initially dissatisfied with Ragnell and Alondite having the slaying effect applied to it, and then just extra stats on top of that. But it's also one of those things where, hey, the slaying effect on both of those is exceptionally powerful. It may not be as big of a benefit to base Ike, but for legendary Ike, well, Radiant Aether 2 can go from 3 cooldown to semi-permanently being at 1 cooldown.
Yeah. So
which is absolutely stupid.
I think those refines absolutely lived up to the hype. Lived up to their promises. I'm actually surprised they're as good as they are because I thought they were going to be very lazy about it and they get like one little adjustment or something. Like, no, it was sizable. These are like really well thought out. But it's not about the refines. Moving on, Gunthra is the other big one. Chilling Seal 2. We saw it in the Fate channel. 35 extra attack if Chilling Seal hits somebody. That's insane.
Yeah.
My Gunthra is plus speed, But I think plus attack might be better. I don't even think she needs that much more extra
I don't
attack
think plus
anyways.
attack really matters.
As long as they're hit by Chilling Seal, she'll be good.
Yep. While she was on bonus after getting Chilling Seal 2, mine is plus 10 plus res with 10 Dragon Flowers, but I ended up parking her in front of Legendary Lilina. Lilina initiated and lost.
Wow. But that's right, because if you get so much penalty damage, you're going to overwhelm her high res. Even if she has weapon advantage, high res, it doesn't matter.
Yep. Chilling Seal 2 is one of the most ridiculous upgrades for a remix. Well, it's probably the most ridiculous upgrade for a remix on its own.
Yep, I agree.
Ice Mirror 2 is, as of right now, the worst. We'll see what happens with Lepter in the future when that potentially gets refined. Considering that we just got 5 DC weapons refined in one batch, there is precedent for it now.
Yeah, actually, a lot of people have been talking about Fjord likely being the worst of the Nifl siblings because Greed, I don't think they're going to mess that up, to be honest. And Yogurt's going to get refined eventually. And I
Honestly,
think
with Treed, they just do Freezing Seal 2 the exact same as they did Chilling Seal 2. He's also a Wind Legendary, and there you go.
yeah, there's not much
for everyone.
right. With that said, though, Attack Res Level 4, I thought, was a good upgrade considering she had Fortress Res, which, what the
Yeah.
Yeah, but...
That's a strong upgrade.
Yeah,
Mine
it is.
was using Fort Def Res as her A slot.
I used Fury.
Sure, it drops her attack a bit, but it's also one of those things where it's like, hey, extra res.
Right. I used Fury, but yeah, it feels bad because Res Ploy is kind of pointless now. But whatever. She's overall, I still really like Gunthra's refined. In terms, like, we've suddenly just got a bunch of penalty damage to heroes, and now she's like a perfect piece for one of those teams.
Oh yeah. If like, oh god, when Gunthra was on bonus, it was one of those things where I had her on the same team as Micaiah. It was dumb. It was really, really dumb.
Yeah, I can believe that.
I didn't really have to try that much. And yes, there is an image of Gunthra one-shotting Fallen Ike doing over 99 damage.
Nice. All right, as for the rest of the heroes, Ephraim, Surrey Stance 2, Solar Brace, 4-5 Defense 3. Wow, this kid is so outdated, but it's okay. He's likely to get his Legendary Remix within the next 6 months. With that said, Tsubasa. Huh? Yeah, hopefully. I would hope that's the case. Mirage Feather's still really good. Effective against armor and cat foes. So long as you use a unit first before her, she gets attack speed +6 and has like reverse desperation, can make a follow-up attack before foe can counterattack. And with Blade Session, it makes perfect sense. She's still a strong unit. Just I still think Tsubasa is really good, but kind of feels lackluster nowadays because stuff I've been getting so ridiculous.
Is better, Dorothea's Omni Chill or Gunthra's Spectrum Chill Kappa?
Ooh. Okay, so that's one of those things where with
I think
both of them on the same team, it can actually be very deadly for the opposing team.
Yeah.
And yeah, when Green Duel Cavalry comes out, Wind Season is probably going to overtake Water Season as the worst season in Arena.
I don't know about that, but it's just gonna be another bullshit season to deal with. Gotta deal with the Corins.
The reason I say Green Duel Cav would probably make Wind worse than Water is because of Gunthra, combined with Legendary Sigurd. So you've got Chilling Seal 2, which is the unconditional all stats down by 7 on your lowest defense unit, and then attack res -7 on everybody within 2 spaces. And then Sigurd is also boosting the whole team's movement by 4.
Okay. You know what? Yeah, that would be pretty dumb.
So, yeah, so Sigurd and Gunthra on the same team. Yeah, not fun.
All right, but for the rest of the banner, Annette's pretty good. Rally attack speed plus defense res ruse is really good fodder, but then she's also a really good unit. Crusher targets lowest at defense or res, and she surprises people because 58 attack base with 36 speed is... She hits pretty damn hard because Crusher helps a lot with that. She can one-shot a lot of stuff, and she does catch people off guard a lot. So I like Annette quite a bit. She's kind of underrated. Just unfortunately, what she's really good with is Legendary Sigurd's domain now. So
no.
And finally, Julian with close full all attack speed. He's really good fodder, but it's not like Caltrop Dagger's bad. So Overall, great unit. 50 attack, 38 speed, 33 defense, 18 res. Really good close foil. But again, this is most likely a fodder hero. But as a whole, this banner is really strong. I think... Yeah, red and greens look really good to me. Heck, colorless and I think the entire banner is good because yeah, we don't have the remix yet. Here. Right, we don't. There's nothing bad here. We don't have the remix yet, but you can make a good bet on them being good. And because the side heroes being Tsubasa and I was gonna say Joshua. Why did I keep saying that? Julian. Yeah, it's gonna be fine.
Nope. So, like I said, there's nothing that's bad here. Rima and Ephraim might be bad to outclassed right now, but it's also one of those things where, hey, you pick them up, either you're getting some really good fodder for the future, or you're picking up merges for a really good unit in the future.
Yep.
Regardless, if you have the patience for it, if you get one of them, it's going to make for something good long term.
Yep.
And then if you get any of the non-legendary units, then, oh hey, either fodder for something that you want to build up, or just a pretty good unit.
Yep. So if
even with Byleth being outclassed on stats, the weapon alone is still something that is entirely unique to Byleth, just because nobody else can run, no other infantry can run Gale Force as consistently as Byleth.
Yeah.
The
we don't
only
really
way
see
to
that
stop
often.
Byleth is Byleth.
Yep. All right. But with that said, overall strong banner. I'm surprised by this, but it makes me look forward to July, especially July, because I want to see Lynn's not just Lynn's update, Legendary Hero Remix update, but also the rest of the banners are. It's funny because now we have another really strong banner every couple of months, right? Are they alternating between Legendary Hero Remix and then double Special Heroes banners now?
I think Legendary Hero Remix is just going to be in the same months as our Forging Bonds rerun, and hey, we can spark on both of them.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Steady stance 3 for his remix and for Solar Brace 2.
I'm
Give
not...
him 10 damage on hit with enemies and a 100 heal on damage dealt involving damage specials.
Talk about stupid overpowered.
I'm not so sure about Steady Stance 3 because it never fit him that well. But Solar Brace 2, I don't even want to guess because after we saw Bushido 2's update, hard to guess.
Yeah.
Oh, right. But yeah, that's the other thing. The last one didn't have this function because it wasn't released. These stupid,
The Celestial Stones?
Celestial Stones were not a thing yet, chat, so...
Yep. But now they are, and they're, honestly, they're pretty good.
No, that's what I'm talking about, because I think Legendary Hero Remix is probably one of the best ways to, like, build up on Celestial Stones, because, like, the banners themselves have pretty good rate, they're pretty strong, and with once... If Ryoma's any indication of what to expect...
something off focus either.
Huh?
You can't be pity broken by something off focus either.
Yeah, like it's insane how good value like Legendary Hero Remix banners are now.
Yep. I'm sure that down the line, one of them is going to end up having like a color that's not exactly great. And you can make an argument for blue or colorless not being that great right now. But again, it's also one of those things where we know that remixes are coming eventually. So it's still going to be one of these things where it's, oh, hey, long-term investment.
Mm-hmm. All right. But yeah, I think that's enough. I think Legendary Hero Remix... you got to really space your orbs now, chat. Every month, you either have the Double Special Heroes banner or Legendary Hero Remix. And of course, every month we have Legendary Remix or Mythic Remix. Or sorry, Legendary Summoning Event or Mythic Summoning Event. So it's so many great banners guaranteed.
Yep, and let's not forget about the Forging Bonds reruns as well.
Okay, yeah.
The next one is coming in.
I'm summoning on that one. Yeah, I'm summoning on that one.